Hi, my name is Paul DeAngelis, part of the Tottenham supplement, and this is my rants. Okay, we've had a bit of a dodgy time lately, 2 back-to-back losses. Something that certainly I can't remember in my time as a Spurs fan, and that's having no shots on target in the last game. Just not acceptable. So where is it that I think we're really going wrong? I broke this down into... after a lot of deliberation, I broke it down into a number of sectors. Obviously, your defence, the width, etc. Where's it going wrong? Okay, so we've suffered. People might not agree with this. We have suffered since Carl Walker departed. All right. Okay. Now, okay, he wanted to go. I understand that. We can't keep players that don't want to stay there, but we haven't replaced him like for like. And whilst he wasn't the all-round player and his attitude wasn't always the best, one thing that we did when we had him was we had a high-pressing, fast-pushing game. All right. When it was Walker and Rose playing at back, we had them charging down the wing, supplying crosses into Kane. All right, and it didn't give our teams, the opposing teams, time to see what was happening. Right, it was fast, it was attacking, it gave the game ultimate width, and we really need that wide wing back position, and I think that was proven when we saw Vertonghen in that role. What a game he had, all right? We had lots of speed, lots of pace. The teams didn't understand how to get there. It's always easier to charge and attack and cross from the wing than it is from feed it through a busy midfield. Teams couldn't cope with it. They couldn't cope with the speed. The field was less cluttered, so they found it easier to get back to their positions when they needed to, which is something where we've been caught out a lot on the break as well this season. And we just seem to have stopped that whole game. Our game nowadays seems to be side to side, lots of passing back. You know, we get in position and we get possession just outside the penalty area, and within the blink of an eye, all of a sudden we're passing back in our own half. When did that ever become part of our game? You know, it shouldn't. It's boring. And we get dispossessed, and it's not creating anything. When you're playing like that, it's no wonder that you're not creating the chances and having a single shot on target. Something's not right in defence. I think that's clear to say. I don't honestly think Pochettino knows his best defence at the moment. That's why he's tinkered. We've not really seen the best from Alderweireld. Too many sloppy mistakes. All right. I mean, the vast majority of goals this season, certainly I would say most of the goals the second part of the season, have come from sloppy mistakes. And you shouldn't be letting goals go in as part of mistakes. They're not outstanding work from strikers. They're not where we've been genuinely caught well. These are silly goals that we've let in, and they've been defensive mistakes, and some of them have been quite embarrassing. None more embarrassing than the other day, of course, with Lloris and Trippier. But we're seeing too much of it, and something's got to stop. I understand Foyth is still learning his craft. I actually like the guy. I think he's a young guy who needs game time, and I think we should persevere with him. But certainly these mistakes have got to stop, and they're coming from all sides of the pitch. There's no one, even Alderweireld, there's no one really that's not to blame in our defence at the moment. It just can't go on. And I think testament to the fact of what I'm saying about, and evidence of what I'm saying about the defence as being a big problem. In the 2016-17 season, we shipped 26 goals in the whole season. All right, we had the best defensive record. All right, we've already done 26 this year, and we've got 10 games still to go, people. All right, something's not right. Something's really not right there. Now, whether the players that have been brought in are just not up to scratch, I don't know. But certainly, I would like to see us going back to finding some strong wing backs, or even play Vertonghen in that role more. He played at a blind. I'd love to see it to see if he could replicate that. But either way, our defence isn't what it should be, and I think that's the crux of our problem. Yes, you score goals, all right. Yes, you score goals in order to win games, but something we haven't done this year is draw. And I think one of the reasons we haven't drawn is because we've shipped goals. Simple as that, right? If you can't win a game and nothing's happening up front, well, then you grab a point out of a game. You grab a point, you need to not concede. We need to look at our defence. I think Poch doesn't know what his best defence is, and I think we need to bring some defensive players in. Alderweireld, I'd like to probably commend him, actually, because I think even though he hasn't signed his contract, you know, and it looks like he's off, he has remained professional. You know, he hasn't down tools and not played. I don't think we've seen the best out of him by far. He hasn't been a touch on the player he has been in the past. However, you know, he's done all right. He's done all right. And, you know, he's kept tweeting his support for the guys. He seems to have given his maximum performance in the matches. So, you know, I don't think the blame's there either. But, you know, since Kyle Walker's gone and we've had a lack of Rose playing as well, I really think we've suffered. And we need to look at that, yeah? Certain players strive. Kane, for example, he's the kind of player he'll work very hard, but you put the ball on his foot from the cross and he'll stick it in. It's as simple as that. And we haven't seen those goals coming this year. Width of game as well, you know. I mean, we're feeding it through and doing too many silly little passes in the midfield area, you know, and then passing back. I mean, yeah, go on. Let's talk Lamela. So, if you watch his best game, look on YouTube, look at his best games when he was playing River Plate and Roma. He used to do something that Bale used to do. He's very Bale-esque in his play. He used to charge down the wing and then he'd cut in, and more often than not, he'd score. We haven't seen that here. He's been played left, right, and centre all over the place, right? Let's give him that chance, right? I don't think we've seen his potential. No, we haven't seen his full potential. He hasn't lived up to it. But I'm a big fan of Lamela, right? But we're not using him for what he was very good at. He was a tough player on the wing, and he used to cut it down. Now, let's give him that role. Play him regularly. Let's get him on that wing. We haven't got any other options on that. Let's see what he can do. Let's see if we can get that, because we need to get the width. Too much knocking back and, like I say, and passing backwards and side-to-side football. It's no good. Let's get that wing action going, all right? Let's talk about the forwards, okay? Now, Kane works hard. I understand that. But hands up who thinks that Son's game has been affected since Kane come back. Yeah, me, I do. Okay, so let's not suggest we drop Kane, but you know what? In the final third, if something's really not happening, let's drop Kane back, right? He works very, very hard. Anyone that's gone and seen Tottenham, as I've said before, you know, not on television, but seen them live, will see off camera and off the ball, he works extremely hard. So if things are not working in the final third, let's take him back, drop him back, pull him back a little bit, all right? And let Son have that free rein up front. That's what Son does best, right? He plays with bags of confidence, the most confidence I see of any player. And you know, let's give him that chance to create those goals. He's very much like Defoe. He'll create out of nothing, right? Cute little knock-ins, crosses. He runs with confidence towards the keeper. So you know, instead of necessarily looking at changing the whole dimension of everything with regards to you know, bringing on different players in the final third, let's pull Kane back, right? And let's let Son run wild, do what he does. Because at the moment, his game seems very, very stifled. I don't think the two play well up front. Lloris. Okay, I don't think we need to be frightened to drop him, all right? When he's on form, we know he's one of the best keepers in the world, right? He's a World Cup winner. He's been our stalwart in goal for a long time, all right? Gazzaniga is playing with confidence. He's hungry. He wants to play. And like any keeper, you've got to give him game time in order to get the best out of him. And, you know, I don't think, even though he's our catcher, I don't think it would do Lloris much harm to know that he's got some competition there, right? And we're not frightened to move him out of the first starting 11. I'd even advocate using Gazzaniga in the North London derby, right? So I don't think we can let Lloris rest on his laurels. He's not the keeper he has been for a while. Let's make him fight for his place a little bit. As for the rest of things, I mean, let's look at the buying thing. But I've said before, you cannot not buy. You can't not buy. It's two windows without buying is just shocking. All right, we've had terrible problems with this year with our injury list. We need players. If you're competing on all fronts, Champions League, cup games, you need a big team, and you need players to make other players fear for their place. All right, no one should think that their position is safe. No one, all right? Don't matter if it's Ericsson or Kane or anyone, yeah? And you say you can't, who's going to come in, for example, up front when Kane's there? Plenty of people will, because if they're confident in their abilities and they know there is a chance they'll get a game if they're on form, if their form's better, you'll bring them in. Other teams manage it. City managed to bring them in. Yeah, all right, they're paying them extortionate money, but other clubs do bring players in when you've already got good players in there because people are hungry and they believe in their ability, right? And they'll all get game time because we've got, like I said, we've got big seasons now. We've got a lot of games, Champions League. We need to do that. And you know what, Levy? If you're not going to buy it because, or you've got issues with buying because of the stadium costs, well, then you need to be honest with us, all right, and not let us all sit here wondering what's going wrong or wondering why we're not buying. Or if it is Pochettino, come out and say it's Pochettino, you know. Whoever is not buying or what the situation is, we need to be informed on this. And if you're not going to buy, then give the players like Eriksen what they deserve, all right? I'm not saying bend over backwards and give them whatever they're asking for. Hit them, but instead of all these little, long, protracted, drawn-out contracts, which is confidence knocking, it makes people think that their ability is not being rewarded. Give them a fair whack, all right? And two things: it will show their worth. It will get a situation sorted quickly. So if they're not interested in it, then we know quite soon we need to make amends and change them and be prepared, prepare for them going. But it also stops the message going out. When we gave Kane that big wage, etc., we kind of sent a message out to other teams, right? You don't bother, hands off, yeah, all right? He loves us, Tottenham, and a lot of teams know that. But we don't see teams clamouring over him because he's not going to, they know he's on a good money. He's on very good money at Tottenham and he loves the squad and they're going to do well and he's going to stay. Players like Eriksen and Alderweireld, right, when they know that they can get good money elsewhere, if the team's not doing so well and they don't look so happy and there is a long period of them not signing a contract, well, you're going to lose them, yeah, because that's a message, a red flag to people like Real Madrid that, oh, yeah, come and get him, yeah, we can easily take him. We just got to pay him this amount of money and he'll come. Got to do that, all right? We've got to start looking after this and getting these deals done quicker. We were always famed for getting our contracts done nice and early, and I think we need to do that, all right? On the money, I think Levy's pulled a little cute one here, but I don't think he realises that we know about this. But I think he's not an idiot. He knew the stadium wasn't going to be ready on time, and he's taken our money, right, as a nice interest-free loan. All of our money for the stadium up front for our season tickets. It's probably helped the costs, helped with his cash flow, and he's drip-fed it bit by bit back, all right? And I, for one, feel a little bit pissed for that because I don't think I've got value for money, you know? I understand the stadium is a big cost and I'm happy to do what I have to do as my part of being a part of the club to help, all right? But if you think no one's wise to your plans, Levy, I think you're a bit wrong there, mate, all right? You've had a nice little bunce out of us. Okay, look. I've racked down things that are not too good with the club, right? I am still confident we can do this, right? This is where we're going to see the test of Poch's mettle, I think, all right? It's a big occasion, North London derby, form often goes out the window. Kane always normally bangs 1 and 2 in. I'm up for this. I believe we can do this. I've got faith. I hope people are listening, though, and I hope, fingers crossed that we sort some of these issues out that we've got. But North London derby, Tottenham Hotspur, come on, here we go. Love you, Spurs.